you need to be making more mistakes. My name is Kasturi, and today is day 25 out of 30. I gave myself a 30-day challenge to help change the way I feel about myself and ultimately improve my self-worth, because I've been just going through it, okay? And I've recently realized that a lot of us are so afraid to take action in order to better ourselves because we're so afraid of making a mistake. And I understand not everybody grew up this way, but there's a lot of people out there, including myself, who were taught that it's bad to make mistakes. If you make a mistake, you're a bad person, you're going to get in trouble, you're not going to be loved, you're going to be laughed at, you're not going to be wanted or accepted. Whatever the story is that we told ourselves in our heads, we believe that's true. So the only thing that we should be and we should strive towards is perfection. Get things right, be perfect, therefore you're a good kid or student or child to your parents, whatever it is. And because of that, we've grown up into adults, fearing making mistakes. And that fear has stopped us from wanting to take steps to do things that we just want. Whether that's a big career change or a hobby or something to better your life, we literally don't take the steps because we're so afraid of making a mistake. Think about it. How many things have you wanted to do that you've just put aside or pushed under the rug because you've convinced yourself that it's too hard or too scary because you might make a mistake or get in trouble or do it wrong? So you rather just not even attempt to do that thing. And then one day when we die, we're probably going to sit there thinking, wow, I didn't really live my life the way I wanted to live because I was so afraid of making a mistake. But how do we really truly learn if we're not making a mistake? Make it make sense. It seems like the most important aspect of learning is making mistakes, is failing. But somehow we've made it seem like such a negative thing to make mistakes. We laugh at people who make mistakes, we look down on them, and then we feel so bad ourselves. Literally at a time when we should be celebrating and being happy that we made that mistake. Because if we make one mistake, that means we're one step closer getting to wherever we want to go, whatever we want to achieve. But we don't see it like that. And I know not everyone thinks like this. I know some people aren't afraid of failures, love to make mistakes, love to fail because they understand this. But I see this myself, and I know a lot of people also struggle with making mistakes. I think I would have loved to literally be celebrated every time I made a mistake. Like, I was just wondering how different my childhood would have been if that's how I grew up. The good news is we can start literally right now. Every time you make a mistake, every time you fail, you can literally celebrate yourself for it because you've started the process to get to where you want to go. That itself is a big step. Congratulations, you did that. And now along the way, you don't know how to get to that thing, because if you already had that thing, you wouldn't be wanting that thing. The reason why you want something is because it's new. You don't have it, whether it's a skill or a thing or, whatever it is, you don't have it yet. So how the hell are you supposed to know how to get there on your own perfectly? We sit there and we lower our self-worth and we just think we're stupid. We clearly can't do it, right? Then you think, oh my God, I can't even achieve this thing because I made a mistake. So I guess I'm not even worthy, or I'm never going to reach this thing. Take me for instance. If I were to restart a 30-day challenge where I have to do something and post on YouTube, there's so many things that I would now know that I didn't know before, right? But that only comes from me trying and then making the mistake and going, oh, okay, I shouldn't do this, or this is where I'm struggling, this is where I need to, get better at, whatever. We just have to look at this very logically. You tried a thing and it didn't work. We sit there and we analyze, why didn't it work? What was it? Was it time management? Was it your skill set? Was it the resources? What was it that didn't allow you to get to where you wanted to be? And sometimes it might just be that you haven't done this thing enough times for you to really understand the essence of how you have to do it. So you're going to have to do it 20 times and make mistakes until it becomes, like second nature to you. I think we're just way too hard on ourselves. I'm saying me, I do it too. We're way too hard on ourselves and we're way too afraid. These are the two things that keep coming up for me in trying to understand why I don't feel so good about myself. And a lot of it's just coming from being way too hard on myself and being very scared. So essentially, really, These things are internal issues. Because when you really think about it, with a shift in mindset, we could all be breezing through life like with no problems. And by no means am I going to say it's easy. We have years of reinforced beliefs and behaviors within us that we need to break. That's fine, but we're never going to get better unless we try. And part of trying is making mistakes. And then eventually you will reach and get that thing that you have or that you want or the person you want to be, whatever it is, you will get there. But there's something called a process in between. And part of that process is making mistakes and is failing. Sometimes it might just take 700 tries before you get something. Sometimes it might take 23 tries before you get something. It's just the way it is. And everything that you learn in every single mistake, every single time you attempt something, is going to contribute to you getting that thing. That's the only way you should be looking at it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.